Okay, and welcome to a short stream. I haven't done one of these in forever. Normally, I'm doing one with the guys when they're around, but I'm currently going over Yoshinobu Yamamoto is through six innings of a no hitter. This one of the latest no hitters we've had all season, as he gets strikeout number eight. He's walked two through six and a third. He's at 89 pitches. He's looking to make it here and be the first no hitter of the season. He's held the Orioles to just two base runners through the first seven innings so far. Dodgers just capped on another run as there's a swing and a miss. Splitter 92, 93 miles an hour. Henderson's going to swing right through it. As a RBI triple scored Ben Rotvert in the top half of the inning, as it'll be for the Orioles. It's currently they were it was Jeremiah Jackson playing right field. He's 0 for 3, and there's going to be out number 2 as it's a ground ball up the middle, and they're going to throw out Gunnar Henderson for the second out as he's faced 2 over the minimum so far. Hasn't hit anybody yet, as he gets a 4-3 put out of Gunnar Henderson. He's got a wild pitch, but so far so good for the import from Japan. $325 million over 13 seasons. I'm not quite sure the last time they had a no-hitter, as there's a cutter down away fouled back by Ryan Mountcastle. He's 0 for 2 with a couple strikeouts today. I think the last no-hitter by a Japanese pitcher for the Dodgers was actually Hideo Nomu, because I don't think Kuroda or Hung-Chi Kuo ever threw a no-hitter for the Dodgers. But he's got an 0-2 count here, looking to keep this going. And Mountcastle down in the count after swinging at the first 2 pitches. So far, he's faced 2 over the minimum, so that's 20. I think this is batter number 21. He's faced 21 batters so far. This is number 22. So, as there's a splitter down the way, he just gets a piece of that one and fouls it off. As Yamamoto approaching 100 pitches, he's thrown 57 strikes. But Hiroki Kuroda, I don't think, ever threw a no-hitter for the Dodgers. He came close in 2010, going into the 8th against the Phillies, but Matt Stairs broke that up with a base hit to right field. And it was 15 years ago on August 30th, so 15 years in a week. So Kuroda didn't throw a no-hitter, but Nomo had his in Colorado. So the 0-2 is going to be grounded, and it's going to be a 3-1 put out. That's 7 in the books for Yamamoto. He's faced 1 over the minimum through 7, as he has pitched a gem so far. 7 innings pitched, 2 walks, 8 strikeouts, 95 pitches, 58 strikes. We have a lot to do here for this one, as we are going to go around the league here a bit. So, a lot of wild card implications. 2-2 score between Cleveland and Tampa Bay. Those two are fighting it out right now. The Giants maintain their hot streak. They've gone 11-1 since introducing their newest mascot, Joe Boo from Major League. The movie came out in 1989. The little Joe Boo statue was the symbol of the religious man, voodoo man, Pedro Serrano, who appeared in all 3 movies in the franchise. They've gone 11-1 since then, and they appear to go to 12-1 as they hope that the Padres are losing this evening. Dodgers shutting out the Orioles so far. If they continue this winning, if they win here, that'll keep the Giants 6 back of them. The Astros are ahead 3-0 through the 7th. Kansas City's pouring it on here against Minnesota through the 7th inning, 11-2. They're looking to stay in the wild card race. They are one back of the Mariners right now, who are currently leading the Braves through the top of the 7th inning, with a runner on first and 2 outs, 6-2. The Diamondbacks are looking to keep pace here against the Red Sox, who are currently down 4-1 to the Diamondbacks through the 5th. And in the 6th, through the top of the 5th inning, the Padres are looking to keep their winning streak alive. 6-2 in this one against the 40-101 Colorado Rockies, who are currently avoiding what was a bad brush with history, as they are now 40-101. The A's and Angels will get started here in about 10 minutes. Yankees and Blue Jays. Yankees beat the Blue Jays, and they inch closer to 3 back. Cubs lose to the Nationals 2-1. Philly getting the Marlins number 4-2. Detroit beats the White Sox 6-0. Reds continue their season, but it might be too little too late as they win this one 6-3, and a 4-1 win for Milwaukee over Pittsburgh. As we head back to the action, Andy Pages is 0-for-3 with 2 strikeouts, 2-2 count now, as Albert Suarez, the right-hander, 20 pitches so far. He's got an even count here against Pages. Pages looking to avoid the hat trick here. The 2-2 is fouled at the plate. Fastball 95. Five pitches in the at-bat. So far, 3 fastballs, 2 curveballs. Pages looking to keep this rally going as he's going to call time out. So far, so good for the right-hander. He's given up 1 earned run, and that was on the triple by Betts, just his second triple of the season. And there's a swing and a miss on a fastball, top of the zone. Suarez is going to get his first strikeout. Pages now 0-for-4 with 3 strikeouts. Miguel Rojas, the elder statesman of the Dodgers, is 2-for-3, pair of doubles and 2 runs scored, has a season average up to 263. Slurve, the rare pitch, is called a strike at 81. 0-1 count, as the Dodgers currently lead this one 3-0. The big story this evening so far is the shutout of the Orioles through the first 7 innings by Yoshinobu Yamamoto. And there's a fly to right field that's going to hang up for Jackson, who calls off the center fielder, as Cowser is going to back off for Jackson, who makes the catch. 2 out here for Kike Hernandez, who singled and walked. Just a 203 average for the utility infielder, ex-Red Sox. Suarez has thrown 24 pitches now, an inning and 2/3, as he throws one right into the dirt for ball 1. Looking for the opportunity of a lifetime here, as it's been a while since this late in the season that anybody has had a no-hitter, as there's a pitch taken for a strike. It's 1-1. Hernandez looking to keep the inning going. Yamamoto may be finished here, but at just 95 pitches going into the 8th inning, I think manager Dave Roberts will give him a longer leash, as there's a pitch well out of the strike zone, but Hernandez went fishing, so it's now 1 ball, 2 strikes. Suarez steps off as Hernandez is going to take his time out here. The Dodgers, in spite of their lead, are just 3-for-14 with runners in scoring position. Over on the other side, the Orioles have had 2 walks, one by Basallo and one by Beavers, and both of them have, neither one of them has scored, as Hernandez is going to take one to the dirt for ball 2, just missing the strike zone with that one. You got a 2-2 count here. Suarez with a strikeout already. Pages, he's looking for his second one of the inning. And here's the 2-2 to Kike Hernandez. Hernandez will ground one to the shortstop. Henderson over to Kobe Mayo for the final out here in the 8th. Bottom half of the 8th, it's going to be Cowser, Rivera, and Beavers for the Orioles. Check back in with the game day score. 2-2 Indians and Rays as they head to the 9th. St. Louis with a tying run at the plate now with 2 outs. And 3-0 Houston and Texas. Texas is only 4 back of the Astros right now. Kansas City batting in the bottom of the 7th as they have a 9-run lead over the Twins. Seattle with a 4-run lead in the bottom of the 7th over the Orioles. Bottom 5, 4-1 Arizona over Boston. And Colorado has got the Padres right now 7-2 as there's going to be an RBI change in the score. It's going to be Freddie Fermin, the ex-Royal, with a base to left field, scoring the ex-Oriole Ryan O'Hearn and moving Cronenworth over to third base. Home run, a 3-run homer by Tatis in that 6-run second inning has been the big one, as Fermin is 2 for 3 with a double and 3 RBIs along with the base hit. He's also struck out as McCoy right now is up the plate. I will get back to the action in the Orioles game in a moment, as all these other scores are final and the A's and Angels have not quite started yet. Back to the action in Baltimore as there was a swinging strike against McCoy in the Rockies and the Padres game. Sorry, my nose is a little itchy due to my mustache. But Cowser the left-hander, Rivera the right-hander, as Yamamoto is going to deliver his 96th pitch of the night, and that's outside ball 1. Try to get him to chase the curveball out on the off on the outside edge. Excuse me. Suarez goes 2, gives up 2 hits, 1 walk, 1 earned, and a strikeout. As there's a fly to center, that's hit to the center fielder out there. Pages is going to make the play. As that's 1 out here in the 8th. That is going to be, he's now faced 23 hitters and he's through 7 1/3 so far. As here comes Rivera, he's 0 for 2, hitting .255, OPS of .591. Yamamoto, just outside. Wow, that's, with ABS, that's a strike, but he just missed the outside edge, and it's 1-0. Rivera at the plate. He has, let me see if I can find what he's done so far. As there's one hit to right field towards the line. Hernandez makes the catch, and there's 2 down here in the bottom of the 8th inning. As Yamamoto has not reached the 100 pitch mark yet, but he's gotten Cowser to fly to Pages in center on 2 pitches, and now he's gotten Rivera on 2 pitches to fly to center field. Beavers steps in as there's a splitter outside ball 1. So Rivera's flown out twice now. Beavers struck out in his last at bat back in the 5th inning, and Cowser struck out back in the 5th inning as well. So if Beavers does fly out here or make some form of out, he's one of 2 base runners tonight for the Orioles. Yamamoto from the windup, the 1-0 pitch is a fastball down the heart of the plate. Beavers is going to manage to foul that off down the left field line and into the seats as the third baseman, I believe that was Kike Hernandez. Muncy has the night off as that's into the seats. 1-1 count here. Mayo is in the hole, and there's a fastball right down the middle. Strike two. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Yamamoto is 2 over the century mark here as we have a real gem being pitched by Yamamoto. He's thrown 7 2/3 as there's a curveball fouled away at the plate, and it's still 1-2. The 1-2 pitch to Beavers once again. Yamamoto looking for anything on the ground here to get out of this inning. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Strikeout number 9 for Yamamoto. As we head to the 9th inning, Yamamoto looks to finish in the bottom half. Ben Rodvert, Shohei Ohtani, and the ever-dangerous Mookie Betts. As you can see, we are brought to you by MLB The Show with Gunnar Henderson on the cover for this one. And it looks like you've got to watch this one, folks. This is a very big one here. Yeah. You don't see too many like this now. He's faced 25, I believe, 25 hitters. Yeah, 25. He's faced 1 over the minimum so far through 8. He's walked 2, struck out 9. And it'll be Jackson, Mayo, and Holiday to finish out the bottom of the 9th. Yamamoto has just barely reached 104 pitches. Just 40 strikes versus 64 balls. No, 40 balls, 64 strikes, excuse me. So far for the Orioles, it's been Rogers, Dubin, and Suarez. As Suarez has thrown 29 pitches, 20 of them for strikes, and it's 8-9-1 for it's 9-1-2, excuse me, for the Dodgers. Rodvert has singled, I believe he singled and scored a run, hitting just 106. The ex-Twin catching tonight. Something special is in the air here at Camden Yards, as it is the 30-year anniversary of Cal Ripken Jr.'s 2,131st consecutive game. That is why they are here, and that is why they are watching right now. Rodvert steps in. Suarez still out there on the mound. The first pitch should be coming up right now. I love when they make you wait in anticipation. But the most nervous person on that field right now has to be Yamamoto in that dugout, because I think the only person who came close to throwing a no-hitter this season, this late in the game, was Giolito of the Red Sox. First pitch is outside. Second pitch is a fastball in the same area, and it's fouled off. And now Rodvert is going to hit one to right field, and the right fielder is there to make the play. Jackson retires Rodvert, and there's one out here in the bottom half of the 8th inning. Top half of the 9th inning, excuse me. Ohtani is going to come to the plate. So far, he has gotten on base once, and it was a base hit. He's also gotten an RBI this evening and struck out. 277 average, 985 OPS. Let me refresh this. Sorry about that. Okay. As Rodvert flies out, Ohtani is up now with 2 outs left here in the top of the 9th. Yamamoto has thrown 8 shutout innings so far with a no-hitter through 8. Ohtani at the plate, waits for the first pitch. Come on, stream work now. Wish it would work. Okay. As Ohtani takes the first pitch outside, fouls the second pitch off, and then he takes strike 2 on a changeup at the knees. Perfect placement there. Suarez looking to get Ohtani here for the second out of the inning. Not easy to strike out Ohtani, in spite of the strikeout he has already. So that pitch is going to be, it was fouled at the plate. So that fourth pitch was a curveball that he takes in the dirt, and the fifth one he fouls back to the screen. Ground ball to the second baseman, as second baseman's going to make the play and throw out Ohtani. Jackson Holliday with a good play to get Ohtani, and there's 2 down here in the top of the 9th. Mookie Betts is going to step in. 2 hits, 2 runs batted in. He's got a triple and a base hit this evening. He's also struck out once, hitting .252. The ex-center fielder, now shortstop. He's tripled, struck out, and has 2 RBIs on the evening. I can't imagine what Yamamoto is feeling right now as he's waiting for something. 3 outs away. Betts 2 for 4 this evening, looking to keep this inning going. I'm not saying the defense has been spectacular, but just 2 base runners allowed for Yamamoto through the first 25 he's faced. Without those walks, he's throwing a perfect game right now, but lo and behold, you never know what could happen in baseball. Just checking out the scores real quick around the league. Giants are ahead of St. Louis, looking for their 12th win in 13 games. Runner on first with nobody out for the Cardinals in the bottom of the 9th. As there's a fly to deep left field by Betts, but the left fielder is there, and the left fielder, Beavers, makes the play. So Betts is retired on an F7 after 4 pitch is appear. And we are down to the final 3 outs here for Baltimore. This game is headed to the bottom of the 9th. Orioles looking to break up the no-hitter or score 4 to win this one, as it's 3-0 Los Angeles. As I go back around the league, as the Guardians, almost said Indians, the Guardians are going to take the lead in this one on a Rocchio walks, Naylor bunts him over. Sneeman singled to lead off the inning. They're in Tampa Bay, or Florida, at Steinbrenner Field. Sneeman singled, Rocchio walked, Naylor bunted both of them over. Kafis strikes out, and then Stephen Kwan singles in Sneeman. Stolen base by Kwan, and then Martinez flies out. Cade Smith is in the game, replacing Hunter Gaddis, and it's Lowe, Camarino, and Lowe. Josh Lowe, Brennan Lowe, or Brennan Lau, excuse me. Different pronunciations. As that one's going to the 9th. This one's headed to the bottom of the 9th. Cardinals have 2 on with nobody out. As Ryan Walker is in, he's allowed a single to Nolan Gorman. Mason Wen is also singled. So they have the go-ahead tying runs on second and first and second. For Crooks, the catcher, hitting 143. Sagasi is on deck for that one. 10-2 now, San Diego over Colorado. No change in the score between Boston and Arizona. We're going to head back to that game as Houston's taken the lead over Texas 4-0. And the Giants load the bases as Justin Dean is coming into play center field, replacing Teoscar Hernandez, and Pajes is moving over to right field. Alex Jackson, the left-handed hitting catcher, 0 for 1. He replaced Basallo in the earlier innings. He is batter number 26. Yamamoto at 104 pitches, 9 strikeouts over 8 innings so far. He's pitched very valiantly so far, just allowing 2 base runners. Mayo is on deck. Jackson waits the plate, and he's down 0-2. Slider at the knees. He swings through, and then he went and changed the eye level, throwing one at 96 up at his eyes. Yamamoto, the 0-2 count, looking to put the finishing touches on his masterpiece. He's retired 23 out of 25 so far. The 0-2 to Jackson. Hit to deep center field. Center fielder Justin Dean makes the catch, 2 outs away. Yamamoto with 8 1/3, no-hit baseball so far. 2 outs from the first no-hitter in the 2025 season. And what a night for it to happen. Oh, excuse me. Jackson struck out. I don't know why the animation showed that it was a fly out to center field. So Yamamoto gets his 10th strikeout. He's 2 outs away. Fouled at the plate by Holiday, and it's 0-1. As there's a fly to center field, Mayo is going to fly out to Justin Dean, and there's 2 down. Jackson Holiday down in the count 0-1. Yamamoto fires. 1 out away from the first no-hitter of the 2025 season. Holiday, the son of Matt Holiday, the ex-Rocky, drilled to right field. It's off the wall, and the no-hitter is broken up. Oh, Lordy, wow. I think it got broken up. It showed a ball hit to the wall. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but I think he just broke up the no-hitter. Oh, he did. It was on a homer. 2 outs, so 1 out away, and Jackson Holiday took a cutter and deposited it in the right center field bleachers here at Camden Yards. So close. As that's going to be it for Yamamoto. 8 2/3, just the first hit of the ball game. He just so close. Wow. That stings because the one that I remember, it happened before I was born, but Ken Phelps, I think it was against the Mariners back in 1990. He hit one, I think it was in the early 90s. Seattle had a no-hitter going, and then Ken Phelps came up to the plate and ended the no-hitter with a solo shot. Oh, man, you just can't. He hung a cutter, unfortunately, and that's just what happens. You can't hang a pitch and expect it not to get hit that far. Make sure my accuracy is right here. The pitcher was Brian Holman, and it was 2 outs, bottom of the ninth on April 20th, 1990. Holman had a perfect game through 26 hitters, and on the first pitch to Ken Phelps, his final home run he ever had, he would end up hitting a walk-off. He would end up hitting the home run that ended the perfect game. Home run number 123 for him. As it appears Yamamoto is going to get another chance to finish this game out, but unfortunately, no-hitter is gone, shutout is gone. Jeremiah Jackson steps in. He's 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Sometimes you can't win them all. Stuck with this one as long as I could. I'm going to swap over to another one, as there is a relief. Blake Trinan comes in to close this one out now that the no-hitter is gone. Yamamoto's final line is at like this: 8 2/3, 1 hit, 1 run allowed, it being earned, 2 walks, 10 strikeouts. He's still in line for the win. I'm going to take a trip down here as the Giants lose on a walk-off 3-2. They were up in this one. Sagasi with the RBI single, and then Jordan Walker with a double off the glove of Matt Chapman, scoring Mason Wen and Garrett Hampson. So the Giants do not win this one. And there he is.
Just wanted to stop by real quick because I thought that was going to happen. I'm watching the rank.
He threw a cutter, unfortunately. He threw a cutter that just was right in his wheelhouse, and it was a cheap home run, but he had retired 26 batters, but unfortunately, that's just what happens. And then the Giants lose, so they lose that one. But the A's, I'm checking out the A's game now. The A's have taken a 3-0 lead. JT Ginn is on the mound. It was 3 runs on 2 hits, and the 3 runs coming off a bases-clearing double by Tyler Soderstrom. Strikeout by Langoliers, lineout by Rooker, walk by Kurtz, walk by Thomas. Jacob Wilson singles to load the bases. Soderstrom hits his 29th double to unload him, and then Hernandez lines out. The A's are 65 and 77. But that's just the way it happens sometimes. You get so close, yet so far. You can only expect so much out of a starter that's been throwing as well as he has.
Yeah, I'm watching the Astros Rangers game on MLB on Fox right now, and when I saw your message, I was just like, oh, and they were talking about on the TV. So
the Astros are starting to pull away in that one. It's now 6-0.
Yep.
But that's not what the Rangers want with so many games left.
Yeah.
Because they're only 4 back, but if they're going to beat the Astros, there's only, let's see, this is game 142. They've got 20 games left in this season. Mm-hmm. As Moncada's going to fly out to Butler for the final out here in the bottom of the first. We head to the second. Geloff, Butler hitting 9th, and Langoliers. But the main problem always and forever is it's not how good your pitcher is pitching, because he gave up 2 decently long fly balls in that 9th inning. It's just that so close yet so far away. So back to the Orioles game, as the First batter Trinan faces, he gives up a ringing double to center. So 2 hits, both extra base hits back to back.
It's all about the pressure.
Well, excuse me, but that's just it. It's as there's going to be a pinch hitter, pinch runner Johnson for Jackson. Gunnar Henderson, 0 for 3 with a strikeout. He's currently the tying run at the plate. Mountcastle will be on deck if this game continues.
It's so weird to actually. I mean, for those fans out there, at the Orioles, Camden Yards. I mean, I kind of feel bad for those who wanted to see the no hitter because it's so rare. I was lucky enough to see a combined no hitter, but at a AAA Red Sox game. So even that in itself is pretty special for a combined no hitter.
Well, David, it's not. It doesn't happen every day. But I
That's
think
what I
this
mean.
is
It's a
one of the
rare thing.
later ones in the season. Like the latest no hitter out of anybody was Don Larson back in '56. It was almost 70 years ago now. Because that happened in the World Series. That happened to end a World Series. But there's
Mm,
only been 3 no hitters in the entirety of the playoffs, expanded or otherwise. So,
yeah.
okay, it's a 1-1 count as Henderson takes one in the dirt. And then the second pitch is a strike right down the middle with the knees. Henderson needs to continue this rally if he wants to, because Holiday ruins the no hitter with 2 outs in the ninth inning, and then fastball up high fouled off to the left, and it's out of play. So they're down to the last strike with a sinker ball pitcher on the mound. I think they have a chance here, but that's entirely up to Henderson here. He's got the long ball power, but he's facing a guy who's got a multitude of pitches who knows what he's doing.
Hmm.
Biggest problem here is you have to protect with 2 strikes. But the Orioles have
Yeah.
struck out 10 times this evening. Suarez goes 3 innings and allows 1 run. If you could tie the game here with a home run, that would be huge. Because that would actually give Yamamoto the no decision, despite the fact that he only gave up 1 hit the entire game. Oh, he hit him in the back foot. Trinan's
Mm.
come in, and he has given up a long double to Jeremiah Jackson. Johnson's running for Jackson, and then he just hit Gunnar Henderson in the back foot. So now the tying run is on second. No, the tying run's now on first. That is Gunnar Henderson. The go-ahead run is at the plate now, and Ryan Mountcastle, who's 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. And here's the big one here. Mountcastle has great power. He's a big power bat here. He could end this thing with 1 swing, and the Orioles could win this one in the ninth after being shut out for 8 2/3. It's not out of the question with the way Trinan's been all over the place. He's thrown 7 strikes, 5 balls, and he's been getting hit hard quite a bit now as the first pitch to Mountcastle is in the dirt, and he swings right through it. Mountcastle was 0 for 3. He struck out twice, but Trinan, all he has to do is provide the power because he is a cutter sinker ball pitcher. So, based off what Yamamoto did it on a pitch that was a 1-2 count to, he was 1 strike away from the no-hitter. He gave up the home run to Holiday. And now Jackson doubled. Henderson gets hit by a pitch. Mountcastle ties the game with any ball in the gap. They're currently playing no doubles defense, but you never know what's going to happen. A home run ends it here. 0-1 count. Pitch number 2 is a fastball outside, and then the third pitch is to the screen. So now the tying runs are on set. The insurance run is now 90 feet away. The tying run is at second base with 2 outs and a 2-1 count. The second pitch could have been called a strike, but Trinan being a little too cute here by throwing that sweeper into the other batter's box. You got a 2-1 count here. A base hit ties this game with Henderson's speed. Jackson, the slower runner, was replaced by Johnson. So now you got 2 on, 2 out. It looks like Mountcastle they're going to try it with somebody else, as it appears Mountcastle is on. So the batter will be Cowser now with the bases loaded, 2 outs. As he walks Mountcastle and the bases are loaded.
Whew.
So the last 4 batters have been homer, double, hit batsman, walk. The last 4 hitters have reached base, 2 hits in the inning, 1 home run. Trinan's thrown 17 pitches, just 9 strikes, and a base hit anywhere ties the game.
If it does, I'll be shocked.
Well, I started this live stream thinking a no-hitter is going to happen, but there's a mound visit, as pitching coach said into the mound, we have a pinch runner again. This one is Jorge Mateo, the guy with a lot of speed. He'd be the DH the rest of the game, as you can't replace your DH here, because Mountcastle would have to move to either first base or he's out of the game. So Mateo would have to move to a fielding position, if anything. Only runners in scoring position so far, they've been 0 for 2. If this comeback happens, Albert Suarez, who gave up just 1 earned run in 3 innings, he'll be the winning pitcher, and Yamamoto will get a no decision, and Trinan will get the loss. 3 base runners allowed by Trinan so far in the inning. Bases loaded. Nobody out. No, bases loaded. 2 outs. Cowser has a chance to be the hero here. First pitch is a sinker below the knees. Second pitch is going to be outside. And he has not found his strike zone with the last 2 hitters. That's 6 straight pitches out of the zone. And it's 2-0. He has to find his footing here. 8 strikes, 11 balls, and the last 6 have all been out of the zone. If he throws him a fastball anywhere near the hit me zone, ball 3, fastball 95. Pitch number 4 is going to be a take, and he's taking all the way, strike 1. As the 3-1 pitch from Trinan. To Cowser. And the pitch misses, ball 4. Blake Trinan relieves Yamamoto, gets no outs, allows a double, a hit batsman, and back-to-back walks. He retires nobody, throws 22 pitches, and 13 of them were balls. Out of the last 11 pitches he threw, 6 of them were out of the strike zone. So now all of a sudden, Baltimore has the bases loaded, 2 outs, bottom of the 9th inning. And through the first 25 hitters, 23 out of 25, they had only 2 base runners. Now, through the last, let's see, that's 32 batters faced combined between Yamamoto and Trinan. And the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 have either gotten on base or... Oh, man. This is... This had a chance to be the biggest nutball game I've ever seen. I've never seen a no-hitter go from a no-hitter to this. You want to talk
I
about a
know.
logjam on the bases and everything else. There ain't no way this is happening right now.
Everybody else right now is watching college football, and we're watching this historic game right here.
Well, 30-year anniversary of Cal Ripken's streak.
That's what
Tanner
they were saying.
Scott, the closer now, is in the game, facing Rivera. Rivera is 0 for 3 in the game. He flew out to end the 8th inning. No, he was the second out in the 8th inning. That was 1, 2, no, that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 batters ago.
That's what
Beavers
the
ended up being retired to end that 8th inning. So, 2 outs. Scott has faced Rivera once, and he struck him out in his only plate appearance. Scott is a big, tall left-hander, throws hard, but he does walk hitters.
Let's not forget, the Orioles have been playing good since, like, June. After those 2 months, after the firing of the manager, they've been solid.
That was right, Brandon Hyde. And the first pitch is low, ball 1. Last 5 out of 6 have been out of the strike zone by Dodger pitching. And this is a team that was holding on for dear life because the Giants did lose on a walk-off themselves this evening after being up 2-0 the entire game. Their closer ended up blowing that one, as that's going to be the ball game, as that just barely the Dodgers sneak past in this one, as Rivera pops out to the catcher to end this game. No, it's over! Rivera singles! Gunnar Henderson scores! Mateo scores! Baltimore with the win! Baltimore comes back after being no-hit through 8 2/3. Emmanuel Rivera, who went 0 for 3 prior to this, is your hero. Tanner Scott blows the save. And Blake Trinan is your losing pitcher. Baltimore wins 4-3. Unbelievable. And to quote
1 hour away. 1 hour away.
To quote the late Bill King, crazy. Just plain crazy.
Cal Calvert is going to be happy about this.
Oh my God. Oh my God. I can't believe it. I did this because I thought Yamamoto was going to throw a no-hitter. No. That was the biggest blow-up I've ever seen by a bullpen in years.
The Dodgers are not gonna win this year. Quote me on that.
Nobody's watching right now. Nobody was watching. But
I said the Dodgers are not gonna win this year. Period.
I don't think they are either. I honestly don't. But it's funny as hell. That was comedy at its best. You cannot tell me. So,
and I'm wearing an orange shirt.
2 outs in the 9th inning.
And I'm wearing an orange shirt, by the way.
You know, you can throw the ball.
This was what the pitch. This is what happened. He was that close. That close to a no-hitter.
Jackson Holiday ends the no-hitter with 1 out to go. He ends the shutout as well.
He can't believe that ball was hit out, and I don't blame him. So,
this is like the worst.
That was with 2 strikes. No, it was a 2-1 count.
Not 2-1, yeah.
He did not have to throw him that pitch. He could have thrown any other pitch. He just decided to throw that cutter there. 3-1. Yamamoto is taken out after 112 pitches. Trinan gives up the double. He hits Gunnar Henderson on a 1-2 count. He ended up losing control on that pitch. On the same sweeper he threw to the screen in the first one. So home run for the first hit, double for the second hit. Third base runner of the inning is hit by a pitch. Wild pitch moves Johnson to third, Henderson to second. He loses Mountcastle on a 3-1 count. Cowser walks on a 3-1 count on a ball that was in the dirt. I think I am curious. So they had a 1.4% chance of winning. That's how big the upswing was. 1.4% chance of winning this baseball game when Holiday hits the home run. Then the double happens. 3.2% added, 4.6. Henderson gets hit by a pitch, 9%. Walk by Mountcastle, 17%. So after the wild pitch, it shot up to 17%, then the walk, and then Cowser walks 27.1. So it's now 3-2. And then the biggest swing of the night, 73% basically for that one swing of the bat. You cannot write this any better to go from a no-hitter to walking off the Dodgers. And even better for the Giants, this means they don't lose any ground. The A's have taken a 7-0 lead in Los Angeles. I am not worried about that right now. But Seattle leads there. And if Texas loses this one, that means the Rangers are leapfrogged for second place in the AL West. This is game 142 for Seattle. So that game between the Padres and the Padres and the Rockies. Padres are still ahead 10-3. So the Giants did lose. They dropped to 72-70. They lose by a walk-off. Cleveland beats Tampa Bay. The Orioles take down the Dodgers. So now the Padres will improve to 70. It's 10-3 in that game. Don't quote me on this, but I don't think they're coming back. It could happen. I don't know. I don't want to put that thought out there. But the Mets are 76-66. They're still in the wild card. The Reds are pretty much out, but a lot can happen. The Royals win in that one, and the Mariners just went final in that one. Let me see. They're now in second place at 74-68. So for Johnny Garfield, if you're out there, one of your teams lost horribly, but now one of your teams wins thanks to 4 runs in the 7th, 3 runs in the 8th, and 1 run in the 9th. So a lot happened this evening for several teams that were impactful. As a lot of these teams are still in it, Cal Raleigh hit his 52nd home run, and we are going back to this top-heavy feat. We did lose Davey Johnson today, 4-time All-Star, 86 World Series champion. But it's not over yet. Not over by a long shot. And when I say a lot can change, this is what I mean by a lot can change, because the Dodgers are now just 3 up on a game and a half now if the Padres hold on with that loss. So this is the current standings.
This is the worst loss of the season for the Dodgers.
So here's what you'd find interesting, David.
I'm listening.
The Red Sox currently have the same record as the Dodgers.
Huh.
The Dodgers dropped to 78-63. The Padres win, pushing their record up to 77-65. They're only one game back now of first place. They gain a game on the wild card. The Mets are in the second wild card spot, and the Brewers have their own destiny. So it's the Brewers, the Dodgers, and the Phillies for the division leaders. The wild card is like this. The Cubs are in the number 1 spot. Second spot goes to the Padres. They're now a game and a half up on the next closest people. And that snaps a 5-game losing streak. Arizona, 5 games back of the wild card. They're not done. The Reds are 5 back. They won today. So they're now 72 and 71. The Mets, they're currently in the 3rd wild card, I think. Let me check. But a lot can change. And I'm sorry I wasn't feeling great the other day. I was just really tired. But this was much more worth it, I would think. Because you can't find a no-hitter just on any given night. I just so happened to see it. It was the 7th inning and everything else. But this changes a lot. This is why the wild card race is so impactful. Because look at this. With Seattle winning, they kick a 4-game losing streak. Kansas City wins. Texas loses. So
the Rangers are losing. The Rangers are losing 8-0 right now against the Astros.
So that means they dropped to 73 and 70. The Guardians, I think, were winning last time I think they won, so I have to make sure that's right. I think they won. Yes, they are. Excuse me. They won this evening, so there's that. So they are 71 and 70. So they've won 2 straight. They face Tampa Bay tomorrow. They are so bad. Their run differential, they are above 500. Their run differential is minus 49. They're supposed to be 11 under 500 right now.
Mm-hmm.
Texas is entirely different. They've got a positive run differential. They're supposed to be 20 games over 500. Instead, they're 73 and 70. KC wins this evening in a laugher over Minnesota. So there's that one. But nothing's been decided yet. 73 and 69. They are half a game back of Seattle for the Royals. And the Mariners are now jumping over the Rangers with this win. They lost 4 straight up until that point. They're now 74 and 68. The Red Sox, despite losing 2 in a row, remain close to the Yankees. And then you got everybody else.
This has not been a good road trip at all so far.
Well, the Orioles, they just might leapfrog the Angels tonight based off what's happening in Los Angeles against the Athletics. For the NL wild card, it's like this. The Mets do lose, so they're now 76 and 66. They're half a game behind the Padres, who do win tonight, 77 and 65. The Cubs are 5 up on the wild card. They're 7 behind the Brewers, who are pretty much clinched.
Yeah.
And the Dodgers lose. They drop to 78 and 64. The next closest team is now 77 and 65. They are half a game back.
Mm-hmm.
It's not over till it's over. The Dodgers are the worst team that they've been in years. So
yeah, I think
that's the way I see it. But the Reds win. The Cardinals win. So they beat the Giants. But this cluster right here, the Giants, the Diamondbacks, the Reds, and the Cardinals, they've got anywhere between 18 and 19. No, 19 or 20 games left between the four teams. The Giants and the Cardinals play each other again tomorrow. The Diamondbacks, if they hold the lead against the Red Sox, they are going to be half a game back of the Giants, but there's a lot of work to be done. Padres break their 5-game losing streak. The Dodgers have now lost 5 straight. But a lot can happen. Nobody's finished. Nobody's finished yet. I'm going to check back in on the Angel game so we can see that. I'm still sharing screens here. But I think we're almost done here. I just wanted to make sure nothing else interesting has happened.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me see. Yeah, that one's pretty much over. 5-1. Boston is down. The Rockies have a runner on second base with 1 out. And then the only other game early in their game is the A's and the Angels. So, looks like the Angels starter got knocked out early once again. 3 runs and 4 runs, 7 runs on 6 hits. Ginn has got allowed 2 base runners so far in the inning. He's got 2 outs. So, single strikeout of Adele, strikeout of Rengifo, and Peraza singles on a base hit. Just to recap, fly out by Geloff, ground out by Butler, double, 38th double by Rooker makes it 4-0. Kurtz with another walk, and then Colby Thomas with a cherry on top. Kikuchi throws a first pitch fastball, and I can show this real quick just so we can see how far it went. That's an ad. I ain't going to show no ads. But a lot can change. Better happen this evening, but
11-0 right now. Astros.
Field. Ward going back. Thomas, the crank engine, makes it a 7-0 A's advantage.
I talked about the patience of Nick Kurtz being something.
And that's why you don't walk the guy in front of him.
Yep.
Okay. So, Kurtz walks for the second time. He walked 4 times in the last 2 games. He's in line for Rookie of the Year already. So, Baltimore was 5 games away from being eliminated. The Dodgers' magic number right now, their magic number for the Padres to be eliminated was 20. The Giants is 16. And currently Boston's magic number for elimination is 17. So the A's play against the Angels tomorrow at 1:07. But the scary part is that big guy, Nick Kurtz, has 58 walks. He's played now in his 98th game. He's got 58 walks and 347 plate at-bats. He's had 400 plate appearances, and he's currently a 304 hitter. He's done all this in 98 games. He's got 28 home runs, 72 RBIs. He struck out 3 times yesterday, walked twice. He's just incredible. He's got a 400 on base, OPS of 1.029, OPS plus of 178. And he's only appeared in 97 games, going on 98 games now. 58 walks, 123 strikeouts. I know that's a lot of strikeouts, but he's got 54 extra base hits and 51 singles. He has more total bases than anybody on that team right now. I don't know exactly. 217. 217. The only players with more are Langoliers, Soderstrom, and Rooker.
How do you pronounce this first name of my I was going to show you, but the pause button is in the way. It's Duran from the Rangers. His first name
Ezekiel.
Ezekiel. Yeah, he was on the mound with 2 outs, and he only threw a couple pitches. What happened?
Yeah, that's it. Ezekiel Duran came into pitch after that last one.
Yeah.
I guarantee they had a position player on the mound after So
isn't there a new rule now that after 10 runs?
Yeah, 10 runs.
Okay.
10 runs, they allow a position player to pitch.
Yeah, that was
so
last year.
I mean, he didn't give up any runs. The guy who gave up 5 runs and 2 of them were earned. This is kind of sad because DeGrom had a great outing against the A's the other day.
He did. I watched it.
And then Hobie Milner, who's been bouncing around, gives up 3 runs. Bush Lee gives up 5 runs, 2 earned, strikes out 2. And then a position player comes in throwing 37, may I add, and he gets Correa to ground out. 40, 39, so might as well be 40, and then 38. I have nothing against that rule. Nothing at all.
It's a good rule, honestly, because...
that's the only thing, though. And I have a lot of faith in Texas. I really do. But they've got a long way to go. It's a long way to the top if you want to win the wild card. Because they're down 11 runs in a must-win game against Houston.
Did they win or lost yesterday? I didn't.
Texas won, I think, yesterday.
Okay, so there's a couple matches
excuse me.
tomorrow.
Let me see. They have big games coming up against Milwaukee and New York. So
Yankees or Mets?
Oh, the Mets. And the Mets are trying for that wild card as well. So there's a lot here that needed to be settled. So Friday night, Texas did win 4-3 in 12 innings. Colors took the loss. He was the losing pitcher because he was pitching last. He was the last pitcher they had pitching. He gave up 1 hit, 1 run on 1 walk.
Yeah.
So the winning hit was a let's see. So Duran struck out last night, so he's had a tough couple games, but the winning hit was didn't happen until the 12th inning. It was a walk-off double by a guy named Dustin Harris. And it was on I thought I was going to say it was on Fox again, but it's not.
The Rangers.
But no, it was a long game for the Rangers last night. So they had to use a lot of their bullpen and everything else, but a lot can change because tomorrow specifically, the Rangers finish out their series tomorrow. Luis Garcia goes for the Rangers. Then you got Patrick Corbin. And another big one for tomorrow is Kershaw's going for the Dodgers tomorrow. If they lose tomorrow while Kershaw's pitching, he's 9-2 this season. But the big one you have to watch out for is Scherzer facing Farid tomorrow afternoon at 12:35. So that's a big one for the Yankees too, because if Boston comes back tonight, that means they're in big trouble. A lot of these games are now must-win for a number of these teams, specifically with Brian Bello on the mound against Ryan Nelson. Because the Diamondbacks are not out of it, not by any means. But Dodgers are lost this evening. If you're just joining in, Dodgers did lose. They had a no-hitter through 8 2/3 and everything else. So a lot has transpired. But Rangers going to go on to lose this one 11-0. The only other games that are still active, Arizona up 5-1, bottom of the 8th, as Jonah Heim strikes out to end the game. Oh, no. Don't you dare.
What happened?
Look at this.
Oh.
You see this? You see this? I'll eat it. I will eat my hat if the Rockies come back and do this again this season. No freaking way, man. They were down 10-3. They were down 6-2. They gave up 5 more runs in the 5th inning. Doyle strikes out. So Vasquez, this is the bottom of the 7th now. They just finished the 7th inning. Mason Miller was brought in to put out the fire. He gets him on 6 pitches. So to start that inning, Jeremiah Estrada was brought in to relieve Vasquez. Warming Bernabal hits a double. Ritter strikes out. Freeman walks. Moniak singles to score Bernabal. Hunter Goodman is called out on a pitch that was, if you can see it, the same area that pitch number 4 was called a ball, but it just barely nicked the strike zone. So that could have been a grand slam by Jordan Beck. But Beck hits a 3-run homer, 447 feet, to make it a 10-7 game. And then Mason Miller has to come in. So this one ain't over yet. Back to the A's game. They've got a runner on second now. Oh, God. Okay. I'm going to talk about this because I don't like this. Doesn't matter how many runs you're up by. You better, because the ball was way outside, but you better, it's an unwritten rule. And I am not above an unwritten rule. If you're up by 6 or more runs, don't steal second base. I don't care how early in the game it is. Don't steal second base. Langoliers just stole second up 7 runs. Don't do that. It's a good way to get your guys hurt.
Yeah. Oh, let me.
But other than that, no, go ahead. I'm sorry.
About what you were saying, as for Fox and national TV, what do you think about baseball going into streaming, like with Apple TV and all that?
No. It's been terrible.
I know.
It's terrible. It's been terrible. I can't even say that it is. There's no reason for it. They're only trying to bend down and kiss the feet of Apple, and I don't like that. I really don't like that. There's no reason to be, because, how do I put this? It was Fox, TBS for TPS or TNT for the Braves games, and I'm too young to remember that, but I know about it. But Fox, CBS, NBC, and TBS and TNT, those were the ones, and WGN for Chicago. WGN for Chicago was theirs. Everybody used to have their own network for specific reasons. NESN is for the Red Sox. SYN is for the Mets. Yes Network is for the Yankees. FSN Sports was supposed to be for the A's when they were in Oakland, and then for the Giants when they're in San Francisco. There was FSN California, and then there was FSN Bay Area, and then you had FSN Plus. Now it's CSN California and then CSN Bay Area. Those are both for them. But here's the thing. The second you go into streaming, how many of these people actually watch streaming networks?
I know. Like, even YouTube is not going to cut it because, it's...
I can't believe I made over an hour just talking by myself, pretty much. I can't believe that.
YouTube is not going to cut. YouTube's not going to cut it for streaming because everybody has a cable and whatnot, and and also
here's my. Go ahead and finish up, David. I'm sorry.
Yeah, there's also ESPN. You forgot to mention.
No, I don't like ESPN anymore for 2 reasons.
I know. I hate it.
One,
I don't watch Sunday Night Baseball.
No. You want to know why? Number 1, John Miller and Joe Morgan were my 2 guys I used to listen to all the time. All the damn time. Fortunately, Mr. Morgan passed away, and John Miller only does the Giants games on the radio or on TV. But Carl Ravitch is not a good commentator. I'm sorry, he's not.
Yeah.
He's gotten so much worse. They got Alex Rodriguez trying to do commentary and everything else. He's terrible. He is the Booger McFarland of that network. I'm sorry. And Booger McFarland, great defensive tackle in the NFL, not a good commentator.
Yeah. And like I never like I used to watch Sunday Night Baseball from time to time, but I never watched it again because I hate those announcers.
Well, it's not worth it anymore. So the Red Sox do go on to lose as they drop to 78 and 65.
Well, that
but
was just
now, there we go. I think that's better.
Yeah.
Or was it better like that?
Doesn't matter. We're about to end it anyway.
There we go. But no, this is the first time I've ever used StreamYard for this.
Mm-hmm.
I've never used it before.
Oh. Okay.
For me to be an hour and 16 minutes into this, I don't talk for over an hour. I've never talked for over an hour by myself for like 90% of it. I've never done that.
I always thought you could, to be honest.
Well, I want to do podcasts, but I don't have the time, and I don't like just sitting and talking. It drives people insane. It's just like, oh, you can talk about a sport. You're just talking to yourself. And it's just like, you don't want to hear your own voice for hours. You don't want it. But I think I'm done for now because the no-hitter is gone. Went around the big leagues. The only game left that even means anything right now, well, I hate to say it, but that A's game is meaningless. And far be it from me if that Rockies game goes into extra innings and I end up eating crow because the Rockies beat a team who need to win this game to catch up with the Dodgers. Of all the loony things, a 40-101 team goes on to possibly win against the Padres. No freaking way, man. All right. It was a pleasure having you on. I still can't believe what happened. I can't believe what I just saw. I don't believe what I just saw. It's funny because that's what, what's his name? Jack Buck said when Gibson hit the home run back on October 15th, 1988. Yep. Nobody expected this to happen. But they used to call it Oriole Magic. Oriole Magic at Camden Yards. I think there was a little bit of magic, a little bit of magic, honestly, because never. I've heard of no-hitters ending on a wild pitch. Henderson Alvarez got a no-hitter on a wild pitch to win the game. He was in the on-deck circle. I think it was September 30th, 2014 was when he got his no-hitter. Somewhere in there. But still, this doesn't happen. Not for a pitcher who's... I can't even form sentences anymore. It's not possible for something like that to happen. They had a 1.7% chance. That's not even the lowest chance of winning. The lowest chance of winning happened way back in 2001. The 14-2 game between Seattle and Cleveland. They came back to win that one 15-14. It was August 5th, 2001. And that was the 116 win Mariners, by the way. They had a 0.02% chance of winning that game. Seattle had a 99.8% chance of winning that game. That happened 24 years ago. 24 years and 31 days ago now. No, 24 years and 21 years and 24 years, 31 days. It hasn't happened since.
What month was that game? Like what month of 2001?
August. So the Mariners didn't, because I'll show it to you real quick because I can find it on Baseball Reference. Because just to show you just how absolutely insane it was.
What the Orioles game tonight, this was one of those games that if If you were going to tune to a game only just for the ninth inning, that was it.
How do I put this bluntly? You remember how we talked about the whole thing with leaving your best pitcher in?
Mm-hmm.
This is one of those situations where even I, in my knowledge of the sport, I can't say anything. He threw 114 pitches, allowed 1 run altogether. And this is an 8 2/3, by the way. 3 total base runners. 3 in 28 batters. So he only allowed 25 of them to reach at only 3 total. Your bullpen blew the game for you. And this is supposed to be one of the best bullpens in baseball in LA. They trade for the guys. They let Justin May go. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I couldn't tell you.
That might be the reason, honestly, with you.
You don't see things like that. Okay. So I'm going to find that Seattle game so I can show you exactly what I was talking about. Because they have their game logs and everything else. But that was a team. That Mariner team was so good. They had Ichiro as a rookie, Edgar Martinez. They were a bunch of guys, pretty much. And 2 of them are Hall of Famers. Only 2 guys on that team are Hall of Famers. And that was Edgar Martinez and Ichiro. That's it.
Yep.
Because you got a bunch of run-in-the-mill guys. One of which who went on to play longer than anybody on that team. Arthur Rhodes pitched for so long. And he pitched for so many teams. He pitched 21 years. No, 20 years. He won a ring in 2011, and that was it. He never pitched for another World Series team. And the only reason he won that ring was because he had that one thing. The offhand chance of this happening is rare. He played for both teams that played in the World Series that year in 2011. He started out as a Ranger. He finished out as a Cardinal. Thanks to David Freese, he won a ring. So he pitched on one of the best teams of all time, had a 1.72 ERA in 71 games that season. But I'm rambling at this point, but let me find exactly his schedule and results here. Because at this point, yeah, that was the worst game they had the entire season. Was that most runs allowed. They had no other game they had that season for Seattle was when they lost that game on August 5th. They went to 11 innings. You want to know what their record was at that point? They were 80-31. No team's been that good that late in the season, ever. They were 50 over 500 at that point, facing a team that had no business beating them.
Yeah.
It went 4 hours and 11 minutes in front of 42,494 fans. But there wasn't that many fans there after that because by the 5th inning, they were down 14-2.
Yeah.
I wish they showed the win probability graph. I really wish they did. Oh, here it is. Here it is. I'll share it with you just so you can see. But you see this, right?
Yes.
That's about as close. Look at that. They had no chance. None. But then...
That's crazy.
Look at this. Bottom of the 7th inning, Russell Branyan, who would go on in 2009, 2010, and 2011 of playing for the same Seattle Mariners. Home run, 14-3. Then Seeley is still pitching here. They load the bases. John Halame comes in. Base hit scores Einar Diaz, Kenny Lofton. Vizquel moves to second base. All of a sudden, the leverage index is at 0.04. They're still down 9 runs.
Mm-hmm.
Bottom of the 8th. Tim Tomey makes it 14-6. Still at 0%. All of a sudden, Marty Cordova Russell Brannon's on base. It's now 14-8 in the bottom of the 8th inning. They have a 1% chance of winning this game now. They're still at a 99% chance of losing. But
Yeah.
then, right before the end of the inning, they get another runner on base. Omar Vizquel, base hit, turns into a double. Lofton moves up to third base. Einar Diaz scores. It's now a 94 to 6% chance that they win this ball game. Keep in mind, bottom of the 6th inning, 0, nothing. Top of the 9th, bottom of the 9th. Tobin C base hit. Tomey flies out to right. Brannion strikes out. So, at this point, they have a runner on first base with 2 outs.
Mm-hmm.
Will Cordero walks against Jeff Nelson. Einar Diaz with a base hit. Will Cordero goes to second base. It's now a 14-11 game with 2 outs. So it was 95-5. Next thing you know, Vizquel steps up with the bases loaded after a walk to Lofton. There. That's how far they came. 53%. Wow. That's how. This is what I mean by just percentages. Just
yeah.
They call this a roller coaster game, where you have it thrills and chills. You start at the peak, you go down, you go back up. They call this a roller coaster for a reason. But you see, at that point where the peak is, they go down a little bit, then they reach the peak, and then next thing you know, you reach the peak, roller coaster. So at that point, in the bottom of the 9th inning, they go on to tie the game. Unfortunately, a ground out by Holbert Cabrera, because they brought in Sasaki after the fact. Cabrera just barely misses getting the game-winning base hit because Ed Sprague stayed on the bag.
Yeah.
Bob Wickman, who would go on to be the closer for the Indians for a long time after being acquired from the Brewers, they would not get another hit the rest of the game. I don't think.
Yeah.
But it would go back and forth until the 11th, where Arthur Rhodes is in, 10th inning, 11th inning, and John Rocker, who went on to become a very infamous character due to his words. He used to spit stupid words. But Paniagua's in, Diaz flies out, Lofton singles, Omar Vizquel, RBI singles. Holbert Cabrera, who ended up grounding out to end that 9th inning, base to left field. Macklemore wins it throws to the plate, safe. They had no chance of winning this game at one point. But this is what I mean by when you listen to Yogi Berra. It's not over till it's over. They came back from down 13 runs to win that game. So that's why you never turn off the television, because we've been talking now for almost an hour and a half. You came in halfway, but just telling you about what has happened and everything else, this is why you don't leave the ballpark early.
Never.
Because there's only one other game that reminds me of it, and I watched it on television with my dad. It was between the A's and the Twins. Matt Holliday was on the team at this time. I'm trying to find the exact game. I think it was 2009.
If it's a blowout, just go for a walk. Like, just don't leave the game. Just go for a walk around the park.
So this is the game that I watched. This was my modern example. Because by this point, let me share this again. But by this point, me and my dad were watching the game, and after that, it was the 3rd inning, and they were already down 12-2. Should have never happened. The A's come back and score 3, score 2 more. They're still down 13-7.
Yeah.
This game would be changed in quick fashion. There was only 10,000 fans there that night, but they watched one of the greatest games. This was between a team that was 47-45 and 38-52.
On a Monday night.
On a Monday night, yes. There was a 3-run homer, there was a grand slam, and then there was another 3-run homer in the same inning. Well, Kuba with the 3-run homer in the first, Morneau had the grand slam off Gonzalez, then he had another 3-run homer, Kadire had a home run, but the even scarier part is this. They had no runs scored. They blanked them the final 4 innings of that game. So this is what I mean by roller coasters, because Gio Gonzalez, who was the starter in that game, this is what I mean by you have to, if your starter gets knocked out of the game, you have to have a solid bullpen. Gonzalez got knocked out after 2 2/3, gave up 11 earned on 10 hits, walked 3, gave up 4 home runs. Casilla gives up 2 earned on 4 hits. They gave up 2 runs on 7 hits the rest of the way. And there was a save in a 14-13 ball game. So that should tell you exactly what happened. Because the rest of the way, Blackburn, Dunsing, Kepler, and Mijares. Keppel only faced 3 batters in that seventh inning, but when your team gives up 14 runs in the final, in the final 5 2/3, he gave up 7, and then the bullpen just blew it. And all they had was 2-run homer, grand slam, 2-run homer, and then the dagger was a 2-run homer off Mijares. That was it.
Yeah.
But the biggest part of it was they had no business winning this game either. But the biggest swing was the Holiday Grand Slam, which happened in the bottom of the 7th. The A's were down, had a 98-2. They were only had a 2% chance when Craig Breslow was pitching. This was, and I bet you know where that name comes from. Craig Breslow is the general manager now of the Red Sox. He was pitching in this game. Man. The A's managed to get the bases loaded after a RBI double by Orlando Cabrera. Scott Hairston walks to load the bases, and then the grand slam ties the game. Next batter, solo home run, and then nothing doing. They would load the bases, and if you ever want to know how a game ends in a wild finish, I'll show you.
Then after that, we cannot end the stream.
Let me see. Minnesota Twins. So these are all recent games. These are not what I'm looking for.
Then you put the date on the search bar.
Okay, so I don't remember the exact date, but there is one. Here it is, just so you can see exactly what I'm talking about.
If I were him, I'd bundle my home and auto. And
down 10 runs in that game. They had no business winning this game. This is what I mean by 0 win probability, as in you are so far down, it shouldn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
But they're down. This is what I mean by CSN. Comcast Sportsnet. But I get PTSD from seeing Matt Holliday in an A's jersey. But there's the home run, 12-5. This happened on July 20th, 2009. But here's the outcome of that game. Here's the final out. I just hope I don't get flagged for this. But Jack Cust puts the A's up.
Nick Blackburn and Gio Gonzalez have no decisions. And you better get Andrew Bailey up.
And I'm sure you know who Andrew Bailey is. He's the Red Sox pitching coach right now. He was a part of this game, too. He was the A's closer for that brief period of time. But that just ages me a lot because this game is now 16 years old. But neither starter got a decision in that game. But here's the ending.
In the dirt, it goes to the backstop. Suzuki can't find it. Look out! Here comes Kadire, the throw to the plate. He's out at the plate. The game's over. What a way to finish it. A huge argument at home plate. The A's come out on the...
The sad part is, I'll show you the replay right now.
The hardest part, Suzuki has no clue. And there's where Kadire said, I can try. Michael Wirtz, give him credit. He put his body right there. And he was across the plate.
Kadire was safe.
Oakland led all the way until the 8th inning.
Kadire was safe. That's how that game ended. Was on a blown call. That's what I mean by anything can happen in baseball. I'm checking on that. I'm checking on the Rockies game because I'm scared now. I'm starting to sweat a little bit because I don't want that because they just ended the inning. So the Rockies get nothing. They get a walk, strikeout, single, double play. So they had the tying run at the plate for that game. Wait a minute. God, am I that old? I have to look at something here real quick because I didn't know I was. Holy, oh God!
What?
You think that I'm old? Eric Karros in 1995 won Rookie of the Year. That was 30 years ago. His son is playing in the major leagues right now.
Oh, wow. Huh.
His son is 2 years older than you.
Wow.
His son is 23. So his son was born in 2002. So while Eric Karros was still playing with the Cubs. So 7 years after he wins Rookie of the Year, he's in Chicago and he has a kid. So I was 7 when that kid was born. So that just shows you never know who's going to make the major leagues. I didn't even know. And he's out of UCLA. He's not quite the same size as his dad, but he's a third baseman.
Romy Anthony is my age.
You want to know what's even scarier? There's 2 Karros kids now. One plays for the Rockies, and the other one plays for the Dodgers minor league system right now for Tulsa.
Huh.
So that makes 2 Karros brothers. Dante Bichette has 3 kids. All three of them have played Major League Baseball.
Yeah.
Well, I bet you didn't know that Dante Bichette has 3 sons, all of them who have played baseball. And he's had them all since then.
Oh.
There's Dante Jr., who's retired. I don't think he ever reached the major leagues. But he's now 32.
Mm-hmm.
There's Bo, who's 27. He's still playing with the Blue Jays. And I know there's a third one. Oh, only 2? I swear there was a third kid. But now Bo is in his 3rd season, though. Bo's in his 7th season, excuse me. So there's that. But I know it's late for you, so I'm going to stop it here. But
I don't have to get up in the morning. I'm all good. But
I'm going to see if I can reach 2 hours. But the game in Colorado isn't over yet. But how do I put this bluntly? The Rockies have used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pitchers now. Brown went an inning and 2/3, gave up 6 runs on 5 hits. But the game's not over yet. It's not even close to being over.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy Herget is on the mound. McCoy, who I last left off earlier in the game, ended up flying out. So the 10 runs that were allowed have been between Brown and Contreras. I think that's Rosny Contreras. Yeah, Rosny Contreras and who's this? McCade Brown. In his 3 starts, he's not been good. His ERA is well over 12. But other than that, their bullpen's been lights out.
Mm-hmm.
2, 4. They've allowed 8 hits and struck out 6 batters. So you take away Contreras and Brown, they're still in this game. Game's not over.
Mm-hmm.
So McCoy walks. For the Rockies in the bottom of the 9th inning, it'll be the top of the lineup, Tyler Freeman, Mickey Moniak, and Goodman, and if they get past them, Jordan Beck. But the Rockies have played a game just like this that I told you guys about before the season. Earlier this season, actually. They were down 9-0. This was only a little more than a month ago.
Yeah.
No, this was less than a month ago. This was 3 weeks ago today when they beat the Diamondbacks.
Yeah.
And then they beat the Diamondbacks again a couple weeks ago, 10-7. So they won that game 17-16. They were down 9 runs, the Pirates, in the first inning. So
that's crazy.
Losing my voice. I don't normally talk this long. Okay. But no, I have a feeling it could happen. I don't think it'll happen twice, but you never know. Lightning never strikes the same spots twice. So, let me see. So the A's are now up 8-1. Soderstrom so Nick Kurtz is now he's now 1 for 1, 2 walks and 3 runs scored. 29 home runs on the season. He hit it 447 feet. It was a fastball up and away, and he hit it to center field. But I will be right back. I need water. I've been talking for an hour and 40 minutes, but
I'm
back. Oh my God. I've been sitting for too long. Whew.
Yeah, man. Check Messenger. Oh boy. Yeah. Come on, what is their flags?
No, you're not. Okay.
Um, what a crazy college football game this is. I'm watching right now. Second overtime. Really?
Okay.
Oh.
Just need a glass. Nice glass.
Okay.
Okay. Laptop's charged. Plug that. All right. But no, if the Rockies come back, on Sunday I'd be surprised.
Yeah.
I think the Rockies can come back. I'm not saying never say never because it's not over until it's over.
Yep.
So the A's do go down in order, and then the Angels go down in order. They've got just 4 hits on the night. Bottom of the ninth in the Rocky game.
Oh yeah, 3 hours away, but I'm watching a Boston College football game during double overtime right now.
I'm honestly shocked that they're not doing too bad.
The Boston College?
Yeah, no, they don't normally have a bad team. Because when I think of Boston College, I think of that team that Doug Flutie was on.
Oh. Yeah, Bill O'Brien is their coach right now.
Oh, brother. You want to talk about a guy
Yeah.
who should have never been a coach. He was the one who
Second
he's
year.
the one who had all the stupid trades for Houston.
Oh.
Okay, so 2 down. So there's 1 down after a fastball up and in gets flied to right by Tyler Freeman.
Oh, by the way, Bill Belichick just retired.
I'm surprised as a Patriot fan you're not one of his supporters in college football right now. Oh Jesus.
Just by watching that game last Monday night, he's not fit there.
Well, how do I put this nicely? Not every coach makes it 72 by being. Not every coach gets to that age without having some form of issue with their head coaching job.
Yeah.
Like, the only coach I know of who's been good past the age of 80 is the guy who used to coach with Indies.
Seattle? Oh.
Tom Moore.
Hmm.
But yeah, I accidentally spilled my glass of water.
Oh, good.
I went to grab it, and my hands aren't as good as they used to be, so I have to be careful with what I can and can't grip. So now I'm just cleaning up the ice and the water and everything else. But no, Tom Moore was one of the greatest offensive coordinators and offensive minds there is.
Yeah.
Oh, we have a 10-8 ball game. Mickey Moniak to deep right center field. It is a 2-run ball game, and it's not over. Moniak, Jack Town on a changeup from Robert Suarez, 404 feet. Hunter Goodman's going to step up next, hitting 285 after a 1-for-4 outing so far. He's looking to keep things real smooth for Colorado.
Well, actually, Bill Belichick got his first win as the North Carolina coach today, 20-3. I forgot they were playing today. So that 49ers. Huh.
Okay.
And
So
48-14.
okay, there we go. I had to turn up your mic. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
No, I turned yours up because I'm too loud, and I have mine at a 111 right now.
What I was trying to say is Bill Belichick actually won today, which I forgot they were playing today. I just looked it up. They won 20-3 over the Charlotte 49ers, which is, I don't know about the other team, but all I know is they sucked this past Monday with that 48-14 loss over TSU. So
here's one that actually gets me laughing. So Belichick said this, and I know we're doing a baseball stream right now, but Belichick said this on banning scouts from the Patriots from UNC. It's clear I'm not welcome there at their facilities, so they're not welcome at ours.
Oh, God.
2 down as Goodman grounds out third to first, so that's 5-3. Jordan Beck's up looking to keep this game going, and he takes a called strike. It's 0-1. Rockies are down to their final out.
There goes Bill Belichick's statue.
Well, I don't think he gives a damn. He's 72.
Yeah. But I don't know. I just wish I could be a fly on the wall the last time Robert Kraft and Bill Belichick spoke to each other.
I mean, at his age, he should have retired, to be honest with you. I have no idea what he's doing. Well, they call it hurting your legacy when you stay too long.
Yeah.
But in his case, I don't know. A base hit for the tying run to be brought to the plate. Jordan Beck is on. Now there's 1 on, 2 out. The tying run is at the plate. And the Rockies are 1 swing of the bat away from tying this game and possibly sending it to free baseball here. Wouldn't that be something? I'm not saying it's impossible, but at what point do you realistically think about it? We already had a team here that's under 500, pretty much out of the playoffs, nothing to fight for, and they made the Dodgers lose a no-hitter and pretty much the game within a couple hitters. So I'm not saying it couldn't happen, but you never know.
Yeah.
It ain't over till it's over. I know I've said that multiple times, but it's not over till it's over.
Mm-hmm.
Can't be too sure. Oh, fly out by Doyle, and that's it. That's ball game.
Yeah.
1-1 with a 10.
There you go.
That's too
Also,
bad.
this is also too bad. Boston College lost 40-42 in double overtime.
Oh, they lost just now? That sucks.
Yeah.
Well,
No.
I'll switch it over in a second to the only game that's left standing, and that's the A's and the Angels.
Mm-hmm.
That one's 8-1 right now, so I don't think much is going to change with that score.
Yeah.
But that's what this is what I mean by so close yet so far away.
Mm-hmm.
They made it close. They scored 6 in the last couple innings, but too little, too late. But Belichick is 73. Excuse me. He's 73 now.
Yeah.
He hasn't been a head coach in the NFL since 2023. This is his first coaching job. Oh, wow. He was the GM there for years, too.
Yes,
I didn't realize that.
Like Jerry Jones is doing that right now, but
Well,
as an owner.
How do I put this? The only difference is there's a term called the de facto GM where they pretty much gave him the reins. So he's the one who helped bring those guys in.
Yeah, and Jerry Jones doesn't know what the heck he's doing.
Yeah, but here's the thing about Belichick. I know we're kind of bleeding over into the other side, but Belichick did help bring over some good guys.
He did.
And he helped bring Brady. He helped bring Brady in too. So that's the way I see it.
Yeah.
I mean, the Jets lost Belichick for a first-round pick in 2000. So the Jets still lost.
Who was that first round pick?
I don't think it matters, but I am morbidly curious.
Yeah.
So let me see. The 2000 first-round pick, because Urlacher was one of the only Hall of Famers in that draft. So, Anthony Becht. No. That wouldn't have made sense. They traded it. The Jets traded it to the Niners. So it didn't matter at all. No, it didn't even do anything for him. So that was the stupidest thing he could have done.
I know. And Bill Belichick, when people debate, it was all Tom Brady. No, Bill Belichick was not only the coach, but also the GM that actually brought players like Grunt and many others.
Yeah. Roosevelt Colvin was a guy who was playing for the Bears at the time. Roman Pfeiffer, he brought him in for that defense. Ronnie Harrison, he brought him in from the Chargers. Teddy Bruschi, he drafted him. He brought in Junior Seau in the late 2000s to help fortify that defense. He helped lead that team to an 18-1 record. Yeah, he didn't win a Super Bowl, but still. He's one of the greatest at what he did.
Yes. And people will say, it's all Tom Brady. No. Take a look at what he did as not only a coach, but a GM.
So, here's the scary part about that whole situation. Because if they didn't trade away that pick to the Niners that they got from New England for for Belichick and everything else, the Jets would have had 5 first-round picks in that 2000 draft. 5.
Wow.
Sean Ellis, who went on to be a multi-time Pro Bowler. So they picked at 12, 13, where they got John Abraham. They would have picked 16, and they probably would have taken Julian Peterson. Excuse me. They got Chad Pennington, and then they got the big tight end Anthony Beck at 27, and a pick from Tampa Bay.
Yeah. Crazy.
So let me see. So just based off all these trades, because the Niners traded their third pick to Washington for their two firsts, and picking at 12 and 24. Then the Niners traded the 12th pick, which ended up going to the Jets. And then the Niners ended up getting the Washington's pick at 12. Carolina sent their the 12th overall pick to Washington.
Yeah.
So they received that for signing Sean Gilbert, who was terrible, by the way. But the Keyshawn Jackson trade, so that's 2 firsts to the Jets for just that. And then 16 overall, New England received a 5th round pick in 2001 and a 7th round pick in 2002. And then they sent the 16th overall pick, which was this pick, to the Niners, and the Jets ended up sending number 12, getting number 12, which got sent from the Niners to the Jets, Washington to the Niners, Carolina to Washington. There were so many different picks. And then the Niners ended up getting 24 from Washington. So, yeah, no, it was a massacre of all things. And then the Jets ended up sending their 2nd round pick that year to the Niners at 48. So, but Belichick helped build something massive at that point. Because just in that draft alone, Casey Tisdale never made the team, but still. They ended up picking David Nugent, who didn't play. He won a Super Bowl. He played in 01, in 2000 and 2001. But he was picked 2 picks after Brady, so that makes no sense. He picked him in the 6th round. Then you got, before that, let me see where they picked last. Jeff Marriott, who ended up not making the team. Dave Stiletsky, who didn't even play for him. So he had a couple swings and misses, but Greg Randall, who ended up playing for the Super Bowl winning team that year, 2001. They didn't win in 02, but still. There was a lot of guys they could have gotten, but they didn't go after them. And then they forfeited the pick during the supplemental draft in 99. But they built a lot around this 2000-2001 draft. J.R. Redmond, I remember him. He was their guy for a couple seasons, but he ended up helping them win a Super Bowl too. Because he was the one who helped win that snowball drive, the one with the tuck rule. So he did.
Have you played this game?
Which one?
It says right there, All-Star 2000.
No, I played All-Star Baseball 2002, 2003, 2004, and 2005. Because after that, they didn't make the game anymore.
What games do you still play?
I played it on the GameCube and the PS2.
Oh.
The graphics were really good at the time, but my favorite is still MVP Baseball 2005. I still have that game.
Want to send me that after the stream? I want to see how.
No, MVP Baseball was still the best game I at least know of.
I'm asking if you can send me that game after the stream ends.
MVP Baseball?
Yeah, I want to see that after we end the stream.
Here, let me show you on YouTube because I'll show you exactly what it looks like. Because this was considered what the show was supposed to be.
Yeah.
Long time ago. This was because I'll show you the exact difference.
Okay.
Because this is MLB 2005. This was supposed to be the video game.
Mm-hmm.
Because this was the one that everyone was supposed to like. That was supposed to be the greatest game. This was too loud. This was supposed to be from 989 Sports, which went on to become San Diego Studios.
Yeah.
But this was supposed to be the game that stood up to EA Sports and MVP 2005. This was for the PS2. This had, I think, Eric Chavez on the cover and everything else.
Come in packs, Dave. They're in pro. Welcome to Toronto.
But this had
wow.
An interleague matchup between the Montreal Expos and the Toronto Blue Jays.
Is that the only game he announced?
Here with Dave Campbell, wishing you a very
he did MLB 2003, 2004, and 2005.
The fans have been patient so
okay.
far. They want this thing underway.
Well,
him and Dave Campbell did 2000. He stopped doing it after 2005 because Vasgersian was in 2006 and 2007, and he was in there until 2022, 23. Vasgersian was in there for almost 20 years. But this was considered high definition back then from 989.
At first base, Carlos Delgado. At catcher, Greg Myers. Starting pitcher for the Toronto Blue Jays, Roy Halladay. Halladay drives everyone crazy with the late break of his pitches.
But this is MVP 05. This is the one that I played a lot during my childhood.
Welcome to this. Hi again, everybody, and welcome.
Bruco and Kuiper.
It's another great night for baseball. Partner, are you ready for this one?
I sure am, Kite. This is going to be a great matchup.
Oh, no.
Yeah, this is the one that they show. But that guy that's playing first base is supposed to be Kevin Millar, but he wasn't part of the MLB Players Association at the time, so they had to make a generic guy with his stats and everything else.
First batter is Jason Kendall.
But this is what it looked like. This was considered high definition for 2005.
Yeah.
And that pitch
starts
the game.
It was. This game's 20 years old, and I still play it. Like, this is one of my favorite games because I play MLB 24 because I can't afford 25 yet. But this is why I like this game so much because.
Yeah.
You could create your own players and everything else. You had this thing called owner mode. It was actually really cool at the time. But it shows all these fans and everything else. It was considered one of the best games.
Starts the inning with a double.
Yeah.
But just to show you something else, because this is what it was. Because they made 3 years of this, and then they made 2 years of college baseball with this. So.
I forgot they did college baseball.
Yeah, they made 06 and 07. But this came out for PC, PSP, which I played it on my PlayStation, on my PSP at one point. It wasn't too bad. But it came out on all kinds of systems. You had all 30 teams. But this was one of the first systems to have minor league baseball in it. Actual full minors. A-ball, AA, AAA, and majors.
You can actually create your own players too, right? At the time.
Yes.
So you can create your own Barry Bonds.
Actually, there was a guy named John Dowd. So let me go back and show you what I'm talking about. Because John Dowd was Barry Bonds in the game. But Barry Bonds wasn't part of the Players Association, so that's why he never got used. John Dowd. Because hold on. But this was, but Bonds wasn't video games.
As one of the great 2004, where he was 2003, and of course we did some digging.
He was an All-Star Baseball 3, World Series Baseball, 2K3.
Although we were not able to get any gameplay of his.
He was in.
We were able to find him in the next release.
He was in a game that I played it wasn't great, but it was called Home Run King. Jeff Bagwell was on the cover back in 2002.
Simulated baseball
This is
games
MLB
like
Slugfest, where he was in that one.
Yeah.
And then this is All-Star Baseball 2003, 2004.
Backyard Baseball 2003. It even included
Backyard
his
Baseball
in-game character
03.
talking about being the greatest of all time, Reggie Jackson being his cousin, and
played for the San Francisco and walked away.
intellectual properties. Yes and no. He technically was not included in any like replacements in games.
John
I
Dowd
will link to his
was
blog that
Barry
included
Bonds.
a lot of the information that will be these bonds. I would like to give a shout out to Ryan Ferguson, who really helped me with.
But in MLB, in All-Star Baseball 2005, Barry Bonds ended up getting changed to a guy named Wes Mailman.
My research of these bonds.
And then there was John
like
Dowd,
replacements
and
in
then
games. I'll leave a link to his blog that included a lot of the information that we'll be going over.
Then in
So,
MLB
what was the first time-
2K6, there was a guy named Joe Young who was Barry Bonds. He had the date of birth and everything else, but it was not Barry Bonds. But this is John
a
Dowd.
Bonds-like player was introduced
John
in
Dowd
video
is
games
Barry
after
Bonds.
his withdrawal from licensing. Funny enough, it was the very first year after that there was a character named John Dowd in MVP Baseball 2004. This name may ring a bell to you because he was also featured in the Bigs and MVP 05. However, as the name suggests, the player looks absolutely nothing like Bonds except for the fact that he bats lefty and was in the 3-hole of the Giants lineup. John Dowd was a name that I had recognized, but the next few players.
But in MLB 06, there was a guy named Reggie Stalker, and that was his last appearance in baseball, in any of these baseball games.
I discovered I
Until
frankly
Bonds
had
ended
never
up
even heard of
doing his
before.
likeness
The first
and
one
everything
comes
else
from the
later
MLB
on.
2K series. Joe Young was the Bonds-like replacement that played for the
But
Giants.
that's Joe
in these
Young right
games.
there.
He had the
In the
bat
2K
waggle,
games, he
but
played
was a
for the
right-handed hitter
Giants.
and did not look anything like Bonds.
Yeah.
It's funny they chose to have him as a right-handed hitter, in my opinion.
That was
because you'll see with all the
ESPN
other
baseball,
Bonds
by the
replacement
way.
players that
They played.
everyone else
They had
was
a
strictly
video
a
game
left-handed
system
hitter.
out.
Moving on to a very
Baseball
obscure
game
player
with that title
was
very
only
shortly.
featured in one game. I'm talking about Wes Mailman that was featured
And
in the
then this
All-Star
is Wes
Baseball
Mailman
2005 game. Now, as
from
I mentioned
All-Star
earlier,
Baseball
also featured in the
2005.
All-Star Baseball 2004 game, so the announcement of withdrawal from Bonds must have been after the game was released. Anyways, Wes Mailman also looked nothing like Bonds physically, but did include his iconic
They didn't
elbow
have
guard
any
and
right
bat
to
waggle.
his
His card
likeness,
was
so they
absolutely
couldn't use
cracked
him.
when I played around with him, so good
Yeah,
job, All-Star
Because
Baseball.
that's how they
You know
make
we love
money
you on this
is
channel.
all
So those
those
are the obscure
MLB
guys that I mentioned
MLB
that were featured
show
in games,
games
but
and all that
obviously I've
stuff.
left out the most
They
important
have
of
to
them
sell
all
out their likeness.
and the most iconic one, Reggie
Yeah.
Stalker. Reggie
that's
Stalker
Reggie
was included in the
Stalker from
MLB The
MLB
Show video
06.
games with mention of him being in 06, 07, 08, and MLB The Show 16. In MLB The Show 16, he was included in Diamond Dynasty as a collection reward. And if you don't know what that means, basically he was an endgame card for the popular Ultimate Team style game modes that were popping up around the time. And this card did not disappoint. He's regarded still as one of the best MLB The Show cards in history. However, after 16, Stalker was never featured in an MLB The Show video game. It's hard to know why. I imagine Bonds caught wind of it considering how popular the game was and won't be able to use Barry to their open steroid use. So,
But this is also 2 years old. So the most recent one that had Barry Bonds in it was MLB 25, actually. 24 and 25 both have him because he signed his likeness over. So there's that. But other than that, Bonds is in the game, but he's not. They didn't give him any money, so he decided to be against it. But
Yeah.
other than that, I think I'm done because 2 hours. 2 hours and some change.
Yep.
I'm tired, man. It's
Mhm.
8:30 for me. This is late for me to be talking about to anybody. It's not that I don't sleep, it's that I get tired. But yeah, no, 2 hours. That's 2 hours and 10 minutes. That's 7 baseball rundown shows. So I just talked for 7 weeks of baseball rundowns. That's how long it's been. Ugh.
Yeah.
But no, good to have you on, David. I know Josh
Well-
probably had an early night, but it's good to see you. Good to talk to you again. And I hope everybody who joined in enjoyed the stream. for me and David. You guys have a good night, okay? And David, get some sleep before you pass out.
Yeah.
Have a good night, guys. Thank you for being here, and thank you for enjoying the stream.
Thank you very much.